Hello and welcome along to the prologue episode of this save. It's from the bottom up to the top. What does that all mean, I hear you say? Well, in this particular save, what we're going to do is we are going to do a shortish term save, and what we're looking for is we're going to run FM, Football Manager, in holiday mode until Christmas. And then at Christmas we're going to look for the teams that are near or at the bottom of the National League South and the National League North, and the team that's doing the worst and is in the worst position, we're going to take those over, and we're going to see how far we can get them while Football Manager 20 is still in existence. Sports Interactive have announced that they will be bringing out a new game, Football Manager 21, towards the end of the year. A little bit later than normal. Normally it happens around about, or certainly in beta mode, around about October half term, with the full release in early November. This year that's going to be a little bit different because of obviously the events that have happened so far in 2020, and because of that they're going to release a little bit later. So the population obviously are thinking that this may well be somewhere around about Christmas time, somewhere early December to mid-December. Good Christmas present for a lot of people, I'm sure. So here we are. This is the premise of the save, and we'll see how far, whoever it is we take over, how far we can get them up the leagues in that period of time before Football Manager 21 comes out and we start a new save. So that is the premise of the game. Let's get over to the game and have a look and see where we are. Okay, here we are, and as you can see, we currently started unemployed. I've set up for the game to actually run with a small amount of leagues in place, especially the home nations, and we've also added Germany and France. So here we are. We've run the holiday mode to the 26th of December at the top here, and that means that we are now going to have a look and see who are bottom of the divisions that we're looking at. So that's the National League North and the National League South. So if we put in National, in fact, let's put Vanarama in. Here we go. Oh, that's not good, is it? There we go. So that's the National League. This is the National League North. So this is on the 26th. So right at the bottom here we have Curzon Ashton on 17 points. Not that far adrift. Wouldn't be that much of a task to get them back up here. Bradford Park Avenue, they have 7 points. And Alfreton Town, they have 7 points at the bottom here of the National League North. And then if we look into the National League South, the 3 teams at the bottom, St Albans on 22 again. They're only just there. Braintree again, not a million miles away. They're on 17 points, and then Hungerford Town are 22nd on 14 points. So, just looking at the teams there, I think we'll rule out St Albans City, we'll rule out Braintree, and Hungerford are on 14 points at the bottom there. And then looking at the north, Curzon Ashton, I think we'll rule out again because they're fairly close. They're not out of the main part of the league too far. These 2 teams are intriguing: Bradford Park Avenue and Alfreton Town, both on 7 points. Alfreton Town on bottom on goal difference, but what is interesting here, I think, is Bradford Park Avenue is having played 1 game less, I have to say. They actually haven't won any games yet this season. They've drawn 7 and lost 14. Alfreton Town have actually won 1. They beat Bradford Park Avenue, there you go, 3-1 at home. and they've drawn 4 and lost 17 games. So they've lost more games. So there's an argument to say Alfreton Town, they've lost more games. There's also an argument to say Bradford Park Avenue, because they haven't actually won any games. So purely as a flip of a coin, and because it seems like the logical thing to do is, as I live in the north, we're going to go with the National League North, but also because these teams are a little bit way, so if you actually add these teams to the other teams, these two would still be on the bottom, and because Bradford Park Avenue is nearer to me, and the wages they pay in the National League for their managers, I think probably for affordability, we want something that is sort of commutable, shall we say. So Bradford Park Avenue is going to be our team for this particular save. So from the bottom up to the top, we are going to take Bradford Park Avenue. So I will set everything up and we will come back and flip over to the squads and have a look at the team as a whole. So here we are. This is the team that we've chosen, Bradford Park Avenue, and they are currently 21st in the National League North. A quick look around then. We're going to have a quick look at the different things. So we've got the squad, which we will select. So we've selected this on age at the moment. As you can see, we've got quite a few players that are over the age of 23, and in the club vision it does actually say bring in players that are 23 and under. So interesting that one of the things is that we need to be looking at possibly clearing out some of the older players here in the division. As you can see, oh sorry, meant to do it by position. So you can see we've got quite a few goalkeepers, quite a few in the youth thing. So we'll need to be having a look at the bigger picture of the squad in just a short while. In fact, that's probably a better way of doing it. Let's have a look at squad depth. So here we are. We've got in the current formation, probably should go to formation first. So the formation that have selected, which now seems to have got lost. Here we go. We're playing on a 4-1-3-2, so with a defensive midfielder, 4 in defence, 3 in midfield, and 2 strikers. It's an attacking formation, but with the defensive capabilities. And bearing in mind we've just dropped this formation in, as you can see, already albeit we've got some dotted lines here, which is never a good thing in Football Manager, because these players don't play particularly well with one another. We do actually have some lines, which means that they're not a million miles away from being quite cohesive in their thing. So obviously players have played together for quite a while and looking good. Obviously one of the things we will look to do is to see who we can bring in as well to add a little bit of extra oomph to the squad. Back to the depth then. What we've actually got, quite a few strikers, as you can see, from varying degrees. Alex Hurst is on loan from Port Vale. He's the top striker currently at 3.5 rating, and I think he's got a 5 rating potential. So he's a good striker, and will hopefully get us through. In midfield, on the left, we've got a Nicky Clee, who's a 3-star. Brad Doherty, who is out on loan with Pontefract. I'm not quite sure. He's a 3-star midfielder. I'm not sure whether we'll be able to get him back off of. We can't recall from loan, so he's on loan for the whole season. Maybe a mistake by the previous manager. And then in central midfield we got Nowalski, and Marriott Hibbs, all pretty much 3-star, albeit Hibbs is a 2.5 star. And then on the right we've got a 3.5 star in Ryan Hall, who is on loan from Spennymoor as well. Previous with him in a save for Curzon Ashton. And Doherty again, I'm not quite sure why. How old is this guy? He's 23. That was a big mistake, him out on loan, because he can play on both sides. Hibbs, Knight and Alex Hurst can muddle in there if he needs to. And then our defensive midfielders, we've got Marriott, who's a 4-star defensive midfielder. No real backup, albeit you can drop somebody else in there, but no real backup for defensive midfielders. So I'm thinking we probably need a defensive midfield in there to try and back up Marriott. And then in defence on the left side, we've got pretty much only 2-star left defenders, Lund, Hurst. Alex Hurst seems to be able to play everywhere, and Danny Lowe. And then in central defence, we've got Priestley, Lund, Lowe, Nowalski and Howard in the mix, and a combination of. But again, looking at the star ratings, Priestley is the best defender, central defender, followed by Lund. We could probably do with another 3-star-ish central defender. And then on the right hand side, we've got Joshua Webb, who's a 4-star right defender. We could do with a 4-star-ish, 3-4-star on the left side to balance it up. And Lund, Mitchell Lund, who can play across the whole of defence, but seems to be more akin to the right hand side. It's quite a good backup for Joshua Webb, so we're good there. Spice, who's currently injured but will be back, he's a 3-star goalkeeper, and Joe Green, a 2-star. Tom Nicholson is the 3rd choice goalkeeper, possibly even a goalkeeper there to sort that out. We'll have a look and see what we can do with those players. Dynamics wise, well, not too bad. First look, we've got 3 team leaders in Nick Clee, Adam Nowalski, and Oliver Johnson. They're all leaders, highly influential players and influencers. So a good balance in the team there. Team cohesion is poor. Well, that will go with the fact that they're in relegation zone, so that's something that hopefully we can change over a few games, and then as that changes, then hopefully things will actually come together. As you can see, the recent form: 1 lost. We'll have a look at the schedule in a minute and see what the games have been. We're okay on this side at the moment. I guess finances is another thing that we should look at, and transfer budget wise, we have a 0 transfer budget. Any big surprise? No. We've already played around with the scouting budget. That was around about 10,200. We've halved it, brought it down to 5,100, given us a little bit extra in the wage budget. However, having done that, we're still overspending, currently spending £3,020 in the wage budget, so somewhere around about £400 just over too much a week, and we're committed to a spend of 2,689. So that does mean that we're not going to have a lot of space to actually increase the wage budget. Having said that, we may have to short term increase the wage budget and overspend a little bit, but hopefully if the results come and we can move up the table, that will mitigate the board getting a little bit with us about the finances. As you can see, the projection is for the next 3 seasons, we'll be slowly getting slightly, based on what we've got so far, slightly higher debt, but hopefully the fact that we can go up the leagues and probably bring in more crowds, bigger crowds, that will actually sort itself out. Club vision wise, certain players under age of 23, which we mentioned earlier, work within the wage budget, which is always in FM. We'll have to see how we do with that. National League North fight bravely against relegation. That is the plan. Emirates FA Cup reached the third qualifying round. We'll have a look in a minute and see where we are with those. Builder Base FA Trophy reached the second round. Again, we'll have a look and become an established National League North team. Well, that is something that's next season. That is something we don't want to do. We want to actually be pushing next season to actually get promoted to the National League. And at the end of next season, my contract expires, so we're on an 18-month contract. So let's have a look at the schedule. So the FA Cup third qualifying round, I think we said, did they? Yep. So that's already technically been achieved. They got to the third qualifying round, albeit they got knocked out in the third qualifying round by Gateshead, losing 5-1. And then Builder Base Trophy first round. So they are in the second round. I think that was the Club Vision. Oh, that's qualifying though. Hang on. FA Trophy first round. No, so okay. Builder Base second round. So they are in the second round against Darlington on the 11th of January. Let's fingers crossed by then we're in a good position that we can actually progress to the fourth round. That would be an added bonus for sure. So recent form, as we can see, apart from the friendlies this season, they've only won twice. St Neots Town in the Emirates FA Cup second qualifying round, should I say, and then against Romford, a 3-0 win against them in the Builder Base FA Trophy. So yeah, not the most fantastic of seasons. As you say, the home crowd is less than 1,000 for most games, so somewhere around the 500-600 mark. So let's see if we can get that up to about at least 1,000 in the not too distant future. So while we're here, our first two games, which will be in episode 1, which will be out next Monday here on this channel at 4 o'clock, will be against Farsley Celtic and Blythe Spartans. So they are our the two teams that we will be playing games against. The first game, as it turns out, will actually be today. Not today, but in the game today, Thursday 26th. So a baptism of fire. We've taken over on Boxing Day, and we also play a game on Boxing Day. So I don't know how much influence I can have, other than they want to impress me, and by impressing me, win the game. Let's hope that that is the case. So I think that is pretty much where we are for now. We will be back at the end, not the end, but at the start of the Christmas period, and the Christmas games, with games against Farsley and Blythe Spartans, 26th, 28th of December in the game. So let's hope that we can set off in the right manner and progress towards safety for this year and promotion next year. Hope you enjoyed that. If you did, then don't forget to give me a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and stay tuned for extra information and saves throughout the new FM21 when they come along. But in the meantime, this is our From the Bottom Up to the Top save, and we are with Bradford Park Avenue, and we can hopefully progress as far as we can up the leagues before FM21 comes out. Hope you enjoyed that. Thumbs up, any comments in the bottom to help me, then that would be good, and I look forward to seeing you in the next episode.